Hello and welcome to the newspaper review here on TAF TV, where we give you the opportunity to see and hear the reactions of Nigerians regarding every single headline that are making rounds on our newspaper. Hey, yo, Kames, my name, and I'm your host for today. All right, like you know how we do it here, we hit to the streets to hear and see the reactions of Nigerians. But firstly, let's first look into the headlines and see what the headline has for us today. Now, today Monday being Monday, 16 September 2024, first we're considering the Vanguard. And the bold headline here says on the Vanguard, it says, Edo Ondo polls, the world's watching us. Details of that is found on page 8. Now, sub-story under the Vanguard says, NNPCL, Dangote Refinery disagrees over pricing. Details of that is found on page 5. Eid Mulud, Tinubu, Akpabio, Abbas, governors, PDP, Globe preaches selflessness. Details of that is found on page 35 of the Vanguard. Moving on page 11, it says, Mba orders probe as gunmen kill Obete market man in Enugu. Details of that is found on page 11. Moving on page 8, it says, Obi slams presidency over attempts to divert attention with U.S. polls. Details of that is found on page 8. Now, lastly, on the Vanguard, it says, Nenadi Usman has integrity to lead Labour Party, says NCL. Details of that is found on page 9. All right, moving on, we're considering the Punch. And the bold headline on the Punch here says, petrol price, Dangote, NCPC differ as refinery supplies 16 million liters. Details of that is found on page 2. Moving on, we're seeing Mulud, Tinubu, governors urges prayers for peace and unity. Details of that is found on page 20. Quite an interesting story here says, 2027, Wike's loyalists move against Fubara'S second term bid. Details of that is found on page 40 of the Punch. Now, moving on page 8, it says, Labour Party, Abure sues INEC over caretaker ESCO. Details of that, like I earlier said, is found on page 8 of the Punch. How I was rescued from collapsed Edo building, landlord's daughter. Details of that is found on page 4 and page 5. Lastly, we're seeing on page 31, it says, NIN, SIM linkage, telecoms begin disconnection as deadline ends. You can read that up on page 31 of the Punch. All right, lastly for today, we're considering the nations. And a very interesting headline here says, Ogoni, Oyinbo plot against Fubara'S return in 2027. Details of that is found on page 4. Now, sub-story under the nation says, Igbo youth tackle Carlos detractors over Southeast Agency creation. Details of that is found on page 27. Edo 2024 presidency, NSA, fly PDP's violence claim. You can read that up on page 8. President back in Abuja after China and UK visit. You can read that up on page 5. Abia NNPP structures collapse into Labour Party. Would I say congratulations there? You can read that up on page 27 of the Nation. Now, the bold headline on the Nation says, NNPCL, Dangote disagrees on petrol price. You can read that up on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. All right, that's all we're taking regarding the headlines that are making around this very day. Let's hit to the streets and hear the reactions of Nigeria. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's good to have you around.
Thank you.
Now, quickly on the Nation, it says, Ogoni, Oyinbo plot against Fubara'S return 2027. Now, as a patriotic Nigerian and a citizen of Rivers State, do you think there are chances for similarly Fubara to return as the governor second term?
He's doing very well now, so the picture is there.
Okay.
You can see the ring road and everything. So we don't believe in godfatherism and all that. So let that godfatherism stuff end. So I think that's one of the things that is spoiling the country. So the guy is doing well. He has made up his mind to work for the country or for the state. So let them just leave him to, do whatever he needs to do and, make the city better. Yes.
Now, you spoke about godfatherism. Do you think this is like a major problem in Nigeria?
That's been a very big major problem. I think that's what derives this looting. Like, okay, now, let's say for instance, now, I happen to be a governor and my godfather was the one that worked out everything. At the end of the day now, I'm supposed to, do this.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It always feels good to have you around.
Thank you.
Now, quickly on the Vanguard, it says on page 39, Eid Mulud, Tinubu, Akpabio, Abbas, governors, PDP, even Glo preaches selflessness. Now, as a patriotic Nigerian, let's speak it from the angle of our leaders and also from the angle of we citizens. Have we been selfless in our acts, in our actions?
Let's look about the people. Let's look at the people preaching selflessness. Let's look at the likes of Tinubu, the likes of Akpabio, and the Glo itself. I know Glo as a network. I'm using Glo here. They have been trying. Yes. But when we preach about selflessness, even though we blame our government for certain things, a lot of things, but it begins here. You cannot say you want to do this here, then when you get there, you will change. I believe that a common man like you and I that is complaining that the government are being selfish and all that, if we go there, I don't think we will do different, even from what they are doing now. Even maybe there might be a slight difference because we are individuals and we act differently. Let me give instance with the governor of Nasarawa State, the former governor of Nasarawa State, Tanko Almakura. Tanko Almakura, I would say, is the best governor Nasarawa State ever had. It's not as if the man did not eat money. You understand? But ranging from infrastructure, schools, hospitals, roads, in that aspect, he tried for the people of Nasarawa State. But looking at the situation of this country now, and our president, in person of President Ahmed Tinubu, preaching selflessness. Let's look at him, for instance. Is he selfless? Is he selfless? Because he came and met fuel at what price? And what is the price of fuel now?
So at this point, you're saying he's not selfless.
He's not selfless. I don't expect him to be saying that. Though I know he's saying it so that the masses will be rest assured. You understand? But at this point, there is nothing you want to tell Nigerians now that they will be rest assured unless we see actions. We can only believe in what we see right now. What you're telling us right now is what Nigerians don't want to hear at all. So are these people selfless? Are they like, for instance, you're coming to tell me the problem of my family. Have you solved the problem of your own family? They said before you tell someone that there's a log, there's something in his eyes. Have you removed the log of wood in your own eyes? You understand? So they're preaching selfless. I don't expect that from them. Let them show us actions. Actions is what we want to see. We want to see the price of things dropping in the market. We want to see the price of fuel dropping. I know that change does not happen in a day. And change is constant, is inevitable. You understand? We expect to see a positive change, not a negative change. You understand? God cannot come down from heaven to come and stabilize the situation of this country. He uses human beings. So let President Ahmed Tinubu allow God to use him, please.
All right. So now, to our Muslim brothers, you've actually spoken a lot now. To our Muslim brothers, what are your best advice in this period?
Eid Maulud is a celebration for our Muslim brothers, just like we said. We have the Christmas and all that. So my advice for them is for them to tell each other the truth. Let us maintain peace, because the rate of, I know that there is crisis everywhere in the country. Even in Port Harcourt yesterday, we saw what happened in Port Harcourt yesterday. About 8 persons were killed. I know that there's crisis everywhere, but the rate of crisis in the north is just way too much. Yes, let us do well to maintain peace and order. Because if we don't maintain peace and order, even if
I don't hold on.
let us try and maintain peace and order. Because if we don't have peace, even if the price of things come down, how do we enjoy that privilege? You understand? So my advice to our Muslim brothers out there is to try and coordinate and behave themselves. Let us try and maintain peace and order. Love matters. Love matters a lot.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's good to have you around.
Thank you, my
All
brother.
right, now quickly on the Nation, on page 4, it says Ogoni, Oyinbo plots against Fubara'S return 2027. Now, just like in Nigeria, it's as if we have a system that for every first term there must be a second term. Now, with all the fight that is going on in Rivers State, do you think it's possible for Fubara to return for a second
My
term?
brother, it is 100% possible though. Those of them that is fighting him, those are the barbarians of River State. Like some part of Ogoni and some part of Oyinbo. They are the barbarians that is fighting Fubara. Fubara is the governor. In next 10 of Fubara, so long as he's a job man, he's a Rivers man, and he's the governor of River State. Come rain, come sun, Fubara is going to be in second tenure, and he's going to rule as a governor for 8 years. So whatever anything they are doing is led for him. So long as you know, in every 12, one must be a Judah. So some of them that is a Judah, those are the people that is fighting him, but they are fighting is rubbish. We are waiting for him to do the local government election. Then once he did the local government election, we will know who is who in River State. We will know who is who in River State. Like example, are you not seeing their father that is fighting him? He's a greedy man. Do you know that sometimes bad man used to born a good man? So their father is a greedy man. Are you not seeing that his head is bigger than his body now, which is the Minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria? So whatever anything they are doing is led for them to me and to a job forum. So long as Rivers is concerned, PDP is concerned, Fubara is going to rule as a second tenure. He's going to be the governor of Rivers State in second tenure. Thanks for that.
Now see, you spoke about the father and son fight that we've been having in River State, and just like what similarly Fubara said, that this is the father and son fight, that nobody should be involved. But we as Nigerians, we are feeling the heat. We as Rivers citizens, we are feeling the heat. Do you think this their fight will surely come to an end?
Surely it's going to be an end. Because why? So long as once a father gave birth to a son to a certain stage, the son will leave the father. But if the father did not want the son to leave, which is to know that the father is a bad man and he don't want the son to know what is happening. That's why he don't want him to leave him. But so long as River State is concerned, so long as Nigeria is concerned, Fubara is going to River State and nothing will happen.
All right, now lastly, do you think it's possible to kick him out of PDP?
It's not possible. So long as PDP is concerned, is Winke the father of PDP?
Okay, he literally has a primary foundation in PDP.
Even though he has a primary thing, other people were there before him. Other people were there before. Let me give you an example. When Amechi was in tenure, Winke fight Amechi to the extent that we were thinking that it's a Winke that fight Amechi, but forgetting that it's those PDP cabinet members that make Winke power Winke to fight Amechi. And today those cabinet members, Winke has already marched them, so Winke does not have right, or anybody that is saying that Fubara will not go. That one is led for me. It's led for them. Fubara will rule his second tenure, rule everything by his grace, by the grace. But in the side of those lawmakers, their own is gone already.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Their own is gone already. For
Thank
me,
you. Right.
those would have gone.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we've come to the end of our newspaper review here on TAF TV. You have been opportunity to see and hear what Nigerians got to say. Remember, just like every single Nigerians out here, you also can be part of the show. Why not slide into our comment sections and drop your reactions regarding the headlines that are making rounds this very day. My name is Eyokeme, and this has been the newspaper review here on TAF TV. See you next time.